Well, hello YouTube, how you doing? Look, what have I got here? So I was actually looking up some current information on some stuff that I was mucking around with, which is this Xbox Project Scorpion. It looked interesting, and I've had a couple of things across my Facebook newsfeed on and off. So it looks pretty cool. It's supposed to have 8-core CPU. Let's see, eight CPU cores, over 320 gigabytes of memory bandwidth, 6 teraflops of GPU power. How did they do that? Yada yada. It just goes on about all the different technology that they've implemented into it. GDR5, obviously. Looks pretty cool, to be honest. It looks nice. I don't know whether it'll be something I'm specifically going to upgrade myself, but apparently, from what I gather from most people, they think that it's actually it's got 12 gigabytes of GDR5 memory. As I said, it looks interesting considering that it's not a console. That it's not that it's not a console at all. Offhand. Oh, sorry. What am I saying? Considering that it is a console, that's what I meant to say. Considering that it is a console, it still does pretty well anyway. So I mean, look, at the end of it, it's a bit of a not an upgrade. I would incremental sort of add-ons for the Xbox. I mean, it's almost like a bunch of add-ons, really. So it should be interesting to see which direction this does generally, which it's going to head in the first place. It's sort of some of the specs are looking pretty good on it, and I'm pretty impressed with it so far. But I mean, at the end of it, would I upgrade to it straight away? Probably not. No, I mean probably not. I probably won't end up doing that, but I mean I may consider it at some point doing. I mean a bit of an upgrade. I don't know, but that'll be at a later date anyway. I think they're going to release a cheaper version of it anyway with a little less memory and stuff. So, but it looks good. Looks good on paper. I mean, the time will tell exactly what performance level it comes out at, but what other channels have been talking about? Let's see. Oh, the channel's been talking about the 1070 and the 1080, which I think the 1080 looks spectacularly good. $1070. I mean, 1070 seems to be my sweet spot because that's something I definitely want to get my hands on. But unfortunately, the pricing in Australia is pretty freaking shocking, to be truthful. So at this point, I'm sort of reluctant to go for it straight away. I'm sort of gonna see what pricing comes out with the third-party ones. We'll see exactly what direction it goes in, but generally the card looks pretty good. For most of the performance reviews that I've been going through on video, particularly on video reviews, most people are saying it's pretty damn good in the sense of what performance it generally gives you. It's got more memory. It's the budget point for most people who want a decent card, but at the same time, they don't want to, they want a decent car, but they don't want something that's going to break the bank, basically. Which that's not true of Australia, because I mean, look at the freaking pricing in Australia. It was like $780 here, $780, right? That's, mind you, that is the Founders Edition, but still, even the freaking $769 for the freaking Gigabyte Edition, which is like free fucking fans. What I don't get is how can they justify a price of that, or a price hike of that much? They never charge that much for the for the 970s. So why the hell am I charging you so much for that? I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of annoying, to be honest. It's kind of annoying. It's pissing me off in the sense of just having to say they're a bit extra money to get things you specifically want them. So I mean, at the end of it, you look at about $1,600 all up. If you really want to get yourself something like that, I mean, you have to save about $1,600. So yeah, it's sort of annoying, dodgy. I think dodgy because just we're in freaking China. We're right next to China. We should be paying less. We should be paying less tax on the stuff that we import, and we should be paying less in general from the stuff that we get from China because the percentage of stuff is made in freaking China, Japan, and Taiwan, and freaking South Korea. But this is my point. It's all made in those areas. So what the hell? Why are we being charged a massive over fucking duct on the price? I mean, Yeah, I'm sorry. It doesn't. It just no. I'm sorry. It makes absolutely no sense at all. But I mean, look, at the end of it, if I have to say that much, I have to say that much. My point is, and the point that I'm trying to make to you is that I just don't think we should be paying that much. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. So that's anyway. I'm looking towards the 1070s myself as a personal upgrade. Definitely something I want to do because they're going to be they got 8 gigs of memory now. It's still GDDR5, but generally speaking, it's okay. It's got 8 gig now. Firstly, most games are requiring a massive amount or more massive amounts of memory these days, especially when it comes to a lot of the stuff you. When it comes to games like really 3D intensive stuff, especially stuff that's going to be on 4K. And because I run SLI, I probably end up going with something in the 4K range anyway. Though saying that I am a budget gamer, I mean, a few things that I got on budget. Obviously, I got my 770s on budget when the price had come down a bit on them when I bought them originally. My monitor, which was I originally had a 4K monitor, but I found that there were so many problems with 4K, like in the sense of how much of prototyping, like 4K was okay, but the problem I found is when I went to Windows 10, everything just turned to shit with 4K. So I went back to 1440p, which there's nothing wrong with my monitor. 1440p is good enough resolution anyway. It does pretty well, and it works for me, which is the main thing. On top of that, they had scaling problems. Sorry, I had to just get some water. They had scaling problems as well. Ow, that hurts. They had scaling problems. They had scaling problems with 4K as well. Like literally, the scale of the desktop was just not right. You couldn't get any of those scaling settings right at all, and that kind of annoyed me. I had a couple of initial issues with my monitor, but I mean my monitor worked pretty well most of the time. It's just a couple of little. Yeah, I think it was because it was the first release of the 4K monitors, and don't get me wrong, it was a good monitor. It had a lot of good features, and I really enjoyed it for the time I had it. But I just went, bugger this. Like, I mean, I just turned around and thought, nah, I simply just have to, I have to go back to 1440p because 1440p is going to give me more kick in my frame rate, and it did. As soon as I went back to 1440p, everything, my frame rate jumped a lot. And it wasn't too much of a issue going from 4K back to 1440p. I wasn't going to gripe too much about that. At this point, I'm definitely thinking about getting two 770s. Sorry, not 770s, 1070s. But it's probably not going to be down. It's not probably not going to be down until down the track. So we'll see how it goes. But I mean, I don't know. The pricing's ridiculous. I reckon that's something that shits me because I don't get that. I mean, mind you, the 970s and the 980s and all that, they were pretty expensive anyway in Australia. I don't know what it is about Australia's. It's like I personally don't get it because if most of the stuff is produced in China and those Asian countries, regardless, we're very close to them. So I don't get why we're paying a premium on everything. We shouldn't be. We honestly shouldn't be paying that much. It's ridiculous. No, I'm sorry. I can't justify that like 200% markup. Yeah. No, I can. Hold on a second. One of my friends just messaged me. That's alright. I'll talk to him on the other screen. Yeah, it's working for me. I just told him it was working for me. Apparently, his YouTube's fucked up. Okay, I'll load the video. Mr. Only wants me to load a video. I'll have a quick look and see. Nope. Oh, okay. Huh. Interesting. Oh, I'll tell you what I get then. It's alright. Yeah, sorry, I'm just leaving. There we go, that's better. Alright, so, let's see. I do apologise, my friend pointed that out. I'm like, what the fuck? Actually, that's weird, you should see the message my friend gets. Okay, so this is the message apparently he gets. He gets this on the page. He actually gets this. I'll show you anyway. He gets that. Interesting. Okay, kind of fucked, but anyway. Huh. YouTube in general? Let me just try going to YouTube. What the fuck? Huh. Okay. Interesting. That's new. That's totally new. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, that's interesting. So out of curiosity, one, because this is happening while I'm doing this other stuff. YouTube. Oh no, I just loaded then. What the fuck? Back now. Okay, so that was interesting. I've actually got a screen cap of that now. Well, not a screen cap, but I've actually got a picture of that. I've actually got that featured in the video. That was interesting. That's exactly what it said. So it said the same thing for me as well. Well, isn't that just, well, that's interesting and rather confusing as well. So yeah, anyway, these 1070s, honestly, they were just fucking retarded, to be truthful. Well, not just the 1070s, even the 1080s for that matter. I mean, as I said, these prices are ridiculous, and I don't get them personally. It's kind of stupid to me, to be truthful. So yeah, I don't get it at all. So we got that. What else? Just hit refresh. So that's interesting anyway. Okay, so that's working fine. Okay. Anyway, as I said, that Project Scorpion looks interesting. 1070 looks like an interesting card. I would prefer the 1080, but I mean, it all depends on my budget. All depends on my budget, really. Aside from my budget, there isn't really much else I want. I don't know. Look, saying that, if I come across something like, for example, say I go to eBay and I find a nice cheap 970 for a good price, maybe I'll consider it. 970. So, you know, the GTX 970, which, as I said, the pricing is a little better. No, it's actually a lot better. Well, you compare the two. You compare the pricing there. Look at the pricing of the fucking the 970. All right, look at the 970. So, yeah, that doesn't. Yeah, it's kind of fucking stupid, to be honest. That pricing is much better, way better than the other one. Let me just refresh this page and I want to see it. Oh, fuck, still. No, fine for me. Let's see what else. So let's, yeah, as I said, the price. Look at the prices are fucking amazing there. Look at that. That's freaking amazing. I'm really surprised. That pricing is really, really fucking great. Yeah, I'm super impressed with that. For the 970 anyway. For the 1070 on the other hand, it's a little bit dodgy. I think it's dodgy anyway. Like, look, seriously. Like 780, you know, 780, 799. This is my point. Our pricing is not on par. Our pricing is not on par with the US at all. It's just fucking stupid, man. It's ridiculous. Anyway, then we got as I said, Project Scorpion looks interesting. What other tech news have I been following? I've been following a few different bits and pieces. I haven't really been following the AMD side of things. I don't know. I always go with an NVIDIA GPU most of the time, in most cases. Rarely do I go with an AMD GPU, but, you know, I might consider it at this point, maybe, with some of the problems I've been having with drivers lately. It's been dodgy. What's we got? So, I'm sort of interested in either a 970 or a 1070, whichever I can get cheapest. And I want two of them, basically. I need two of them. Project Scorpio. That looks interesting. What else is there? There's other bits and pieces of news, I guess. Sense of tech news. What have I heard lately? I mean, there's all the different projects and stuff going on, obviously. VR is a big thing now. Virtual reality, which none of my cards, these two cards aren't ready for virtual reality or anything of that nature. I wouldn't mind maybe if, depending on if I do get 1070s or not. Or, for example, maybe 970s. I might get into VR, I don't know. We'll see how VR goes. We'll see what direction it goes in, so... Okay. Okay, interesting. Apparently my friend cannot sign into YouTube. I'm rather curious. Yep. Oh, that's fine. Mine's fine. Mine's fine at the moment. Mine's working perfectly fine. So what have we got? 379. So I mean, look, it could be something interesting, to be honest. What else? VR, I would not mind getting into. The problem with VR is I probably won't be able to get into it till I get some new video cards, because these ones don't support it. but maybe a VR headset. I don't know. Could be interesting. I think I have a bit more space now here to do that stuff if I want. Yeah, so that's pretty much. I mean, that's the latest and greatest technology that's been coming out. Obviously, I've been playing a bit of Doom, which I do love Doom in general. It's a good game. Let's see. What games have I been playing around with on Steam? Let me see. So we got Hover Junkies. I don't know. There's a couple of. I haven't looked at all these games, but there was some. Painkiller Hell and Damnation, which is that is a reworked version. It must be. Maybe it is. It has a Hitman double action, which I don't know what the hell that is, but it's free to play. Dead by Daylight, which looks interesting. I saw a couple of people playing that, and that could be an interesting game. I could definitely look at purchasing something like that at some point. And I know plenty of code sites for that, so I could probably muscle up one. What's that? Steam OS. Okay, Darkness 2. Series M2. I don't know what version that is. Anyway. Okay, so some of that stuff looks interesting. Some of these games look interesting, and some of the remakes and stuff. Yeah, should be cool. Should be cool. So yeah, definitely looking forward to some of those games. I mean, what are the latest tech news has been coming along? I mean, there's always plenty coming out. There's new cases, there's new cooling solutions, there's new video cards, there's new RAM. Yeah, there's always new stuff coming out. I mean, I don't have access to everything brand new, but I mean, at the end of it, most of that money I have to put back into myself. I mean, the truth of the situation is you can do a review on anything these days. Particularly if it's something and stuff that you own specifically. I mean, you don't have to do the latest technology. You can just do a review on a product that you found interesting or whatever. I don't know. Just that's my router. Buy window. So yeah, yeah, that's pretty good though. Let me just see. Check my Facebook. So yeah, at this point in time, I'm going to say that I'm interested in... I don't know, I'm interested in a few things, but we'll see what direction it goes in anyway. So I'll leave it there anyway. That's been pretty much just my forte on tech news. And let's have a look. Let's just have a look at the eBay prices on the GTX 1070. Out of curiosity. It actually fucking costs on there. So look, that was my point. $791. I mean, fuck me, fucking sorry. Look, $949. Jesus. And look, I'm sorry. This is just ridiculous. The pricing here is fucking ludicrous. I was trying to say ludicrously fucking expensive, and I just did. But fucking sorry, I'm like half asleep here. Like, I'm half asleep, half awake, so I'll probably be putting a lot of energy in my videos anyway, most of the time when I've been doing stuff, so trying to keep my brain like a fried potato. So 9 has $8.99. Yeah, no, the pricing is just ridiculous there. I don't really think it's fucking stupid. Alright, so I'm going to say that's the most of that anyway. Thank you very much. It's just been a bit of my tech news and me getting pricing and things of that nature, so do stay tuned. I've got more coming up. I might even do some bargain shopping at some point. This is some stuff I'm interested in the future, but the main thing I've invested in now is a nice capture device to be able to do my streaming and other things of that nature. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you very much, YouTube. Like, favorite, and subscribe. Thumbs down if you hated this shit. Thumbs up if you loved it. And of course, there's also the factor of, you can contribute to my PayPal campaign, my PayPal donations, or my Patreon campaign. As I said, it's no obligation, it's only if you want to. But in a way, it helps me to get my tech stuff across, and also helps me expand my channel. Not just to expand my channel, but it also helps me give out more tech and show more newer tech and stuff that I get around to. I mean, at the end of it, I am a budget person. I'm going to still be budget conscious, even if I do, get a certain degree of money out of things. I'm a budget conscious person regardless. That's who I am. I always try to get the best price from something. But as I said, like, favorite, and subscribe. Place a comment if you want to place a comment. If you like my videos, sure, place a comment. Say hello to me. I'm pretty chilled. I'm pretty relaxed. I'm pretty laid back most of the time. Only time I really get shitty is when somebody really pisses me off, or something really pisses me off, or maybe I'm in a ranty mood. But the only time I will get pissed off is if somebody tries to use me, or I have a situation where I feel like somebody's trying to manipulate me to a certain extent. I mean, look, most of the time I'm pretty relaxed. I honestly am. It takes a hell of a lot to piss me off in most cases. So don't be afraid to approach me, and don't be afraid to have a talk. Don't be afraid to have a game either. I love gaming in general, so I don't mind having a bit of a game here and there. So yeah, stay tuned anyway. Thank you very much, YouTube. Hope you like my channel. In the meantime, you can also see me around Twitch as well, because I'm on Twitch on a regular basis. Or most of the time I'm on Twitch on a regular basis, doing stuff on there. So I'm always around. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, yeah, things of that nature. Google Plus as well. Alright, thank you very much, and catch you YouTube. Bye. Oh, shit. There we go.